Sarah Palin is being attacked, but it's not from us libs, it's from her fellow Christians. Before we get to the attacks, let's show you why she's being targeted. Here's Sarah Palin speaking to NRA members over the weekend.
They who'd obviously have information on plots, say to carry out jihad. Oh, but you can't offend them, can't make them feel uncomfortable, not even a smidgen. Well, if I were in charge, they would know that waterboarding is how we baptize terrorists.
I could not hate her more. Anyway.
So, that's child abuse. See those children in the audience? Leave your kids at home and keep them from that bullshit.
They're ruined for life.
Family services should walk through there and just start picking kids out. Be like, we need some members of society that aren't going to kill each other.
See, now that's the lib response to what this is, but as I said, Christians are attacking her as well. And I would like to say, to my own credit, I predicted on the show 2 days ago, isn't this offensive to Christians to conflate baptism with torture? Turns out some Christians actually agree with me. The group Faithful America started a petition attacking her. By yesterday, it had 15,000 signatures. Today, it's got over 46,000 signatures of people who are pissed off at her.
I love this. I think this is great. And I remember when we originally covered the story, I made the argument that if you are a religious person, you're not fundamentalist, and you're not kooky like Sarah Palin is, you should come out and publicly denounce her. You should come out and say, hey, you know what? Sarah Palin does not represent me or my faith and what I believe in. And I like that they're doing it because it shows you that there are actually great religious people in the country. They're not crazy, and they don't use religion to, push their political agenda.
She's an actor. All of them are actors. They don't actually know.
A really bad one at that.
Yeah, the real beliefs that Christians would have. They don't live Christian lives. We already know this. I'm not revealing any new stories to you guys. But so when real people who actually believe in what they say they believe in, the reason it's a lot of times scary, I think, some of these Christians to come out and say this is because then there's this, am I speaking out against maybe someone who's spreading the word, maybe bringing in more believers? Hurting our own and all that stuff. So they push that on them so much that it ends up being scary to do something like this. But in reality, you need to take a stand because they don't know what they're talking about. They're lying and they're utilizing you for their own power.
If I was in charge.
Oh God, speaking to you like, okay, imagine, that's still the part, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you finish, Doug. But the thing is, if someone's speaking to you, aren't you sitting there insulted? If I were in charge.
Pause for applause.
Yeah, aren't you sitting there going, who's she talking to, me? You think I'm a fucking idiot?
Well,
yes, she does.
Faithful America responded exactly that way. Are you talking to me? They didn't like it, and so this is what they had to say. This is what we've come to in America. A former candidate for vice president can equate torture and holy baptism, and one of the nation's most powerful political lobbies erupts into cheers and applause.
I love it.
As usual, Palin's remarks are already making international headlines, once again portraying Christianity as a religion of hatred and violence. Now let's get a little bit straight from their petition. For Christians, torture is not a joke or a political punchline, but a ghastly reminder of the suffering of Jesus upon the cross. By equating it with holy baptism, the act by which we are united with Christ in his death and resurrection, Sarah Palin is blasphemously twisting our faith into a weapon of hatred and violence. No media outlet should cover her remarks without reporting on how sincere Christians of all theological and political persuasions are appalled. And so I will be the first media outlet to recognize Faithful America. Thank you for standing for actual Christianity and for recognizing that your religion is being stolen from you by zealots, by insane people on the extreme right. And thank you for trying to get it back. Thank you to the priests recently who asked for First Amendment exemptions to allow them to perform same-sex marriages because they want to practice their religion, which they believe includes those sorts of marriages. Thank you, reasonable Christians, for trying to take back the heart of your religion.